Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Garden, and this is Gourmet Warriors on the Super Famicom, stroke Snes. Japanese name is Gourmet Sentai Barayarō. Jesus, that's a mouthful. Which is appropriate for a game about food and fighting. So here's a mountain with a castle and some lightning. I'm assuming these are mad scientists and they're creating genetic freaks in tubes for our pleasure. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, a belt action game, if you will, featuring a moustache-twirling bad guy in a stovepipe hat, a bunny girl, a guy with a laser in his stomach, and an angry-looking werewolf man. This is the re-release by Piko. Bought this recently for about £50 English. It comes in a lovely pink box, and the cartridge itself is transparent blue plastic, so you can see all of its innards. You can see right through it. Lovely stuff. We've got 3 playable characters, and one of them is this beefy dude, the hagger of the group, I guess. Double tapping allows you to, on the D-pad that is, allows you to run, and you can kind of run anywhere on the screen. Holding, I believe it's the A button, and doing D-pad directions lets you do poses for no discernible reason other than it's hilarious. As you can see, the graphics are actually quite tidily drawn. They're okay animated. I mean, it's not super slick animation, but it's not super stilted either, so that's fine. Character designs are eclectic. The background here is a dystopian laser field with searchlights, so that's groovy. You can see the enemies there have got sparks around their head when you punch them, and if you grab them, you can then use the shoulder buttons to do throws. The control system on this game is fairly odd. You've got an attack button, you have a jump button, you have the pose button, and then you have the throw buttons. And the throw buttons being on the shoulder buttons is weird. You'll notice I just hit a light bulb headed freak, a cycloptic Burke. And he released an item, and I picked that item up, and then I cloned myself, and now I've got a computer controlled buddy to help me fight these bad boys and ladies. Every character that you kill releases some sort of food item, and I'm not quite sure if it's the way that you kill them that defines which item they spit out, but they do tend to spit out very similar items through each play, so I'm assuming they're just hard-coded that way. Don't know. One of these guys has got a massive knife in its stomach, and there we go, it stabs you. Very strange. Like I say, eclectic enemies, but quite fun. Graphics are quite dark, I guess, sort of contrasty for the first couple of levels. Third level it sort of picks up. It's actually quite a slick, fun game. There's a thing you can do in here where you can spike a character headfirst into the floor, and then jump on top of his legs, and then launch attacks on other characters, or take it down with some sort of weird multi-hit jump move. Very strange. But I've enjoyed this game so far. I've got to say, if I'd have had this before I made my scrolling beat-em-up list, it probably would have come out quite high on that list, just because of the weirdness. I'm a big fan of weirdness in games. The bosses are pretty impressive on this as well. This is a boss character now coming up. It's a screen-filling, nightmarish, Robocop-style cyborg. It does make weird sound effects. It sounds a bit like the character from Futurama, the crab guy. Didn't last long though, did it? So all the stuff you pick up in the level is now listed, as you can see here, in Japanese unfortunately. And you pick 2 items, and then a robot chef appears, prepares you a nice meal. That's what I get here. I got some sort of bowl of noodles. And it's given me plus 12 on my life bar. Lovely. The most I've had out of that is a plus 60, and I can't remember which character it was and what I combined. So what you could do is, if you're an enterprising young lad or ladette, lad or lass, is write down the combinations to give you on some sort of notepad using some sort of pencil, and then you could learn. But I didn't do that. I seem to have been caught on fire, and then I can propagate the fire around by running around like a lunatic. That was interesting. The thing I don't like about this game is the soundtrack. On the first 2 levels anyway, it's horrible. It's got the weird Snes warbliness that we're all, sort of muted warbliness that we're all accustomed to on the mediocre, bad Snes games. It's in full force here. The sound just sounds very weak. We've got dudes that are hiding under mines. Oh yeah, this game is strange. But it's all the better for it. Some of these items do give you a little bit of energy back when you pick them up. So the other things of note in this game are: get 1 life, and if you lose that life, you are just booted back to the title screen unceremoniously. There's no continues or, well, as far as I can work out, a way to immediately get back in the game. You're just booted back to the title screen, then you get the option to continue from the title screen. So that's fairly strange. I mean, that's a very non-standard way of doing things for games. But then I guess the whole thing is... It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Choroniki crossed with Parodius and Final Fight, this game. Which is no bad thing, I think. I think I'd prefer the graphics to be a bit brighter, but they are nicely drawn. Yeah, so anyway, for your 50 quid, what you get is a serviceable scrolling beat 'em up with some very strange graphics, some nice animations. See these kind of robotic heads here. I've got lots of frames and some weird nose-based attacks, which is all well and good. They even charge across the screen and sort of bite your midriff, which is scary. There we go. It's notching on my... well, I said midriff. That was a bit lower than the midriff, wasn't it? But we'll gloss over that. Yeah, so 50 quid. Gets you a rerun. I don't really know how to describe them really. It's not a repro, is it? It's a re-release. Or rerun of this game, which is a super expensive game in the original cartridge form. Here I'm walking across what appears to be a bridge made out of giant robots' feet, which is all well and good. With a very plinky soundtrack. They've tried their best to be weird, and they've achieved weirdness. So well done them. Looks like my doppelganger there is about to die. It's got like a small slither of energy. There's plenty of impressive graphical things going on though. I mean, we've got a giant kind of robot god in the background, and we've got a guy here who's got a syringe penis who's then sucked me dry. Keeps punching me in the face. I don't like that very much. It's got electric shoulders. Yeah, cool game. Just the weirdness. Nice sample of someone just shouting into a microphone. Lovely. It doesn't always attack you with his electric shoulders after being knocked down, but it's fairly common for this character to do that. So when you grab them, actually when I say press a shoulder button to do a throw, you have to press like a shoulder button combo, like left, right, left. Then the character will throw the other character. Yeah, I remember this. I'm going to get nothing out of 2 tins. It's just going to give me a tin. Can't eat a tin, so I've got nothing. That's weird. Oh, this guy here he basically replicates what happens when if you spike a character into the floor head first. You can kind of jump on his head and then, like I say, multi-hit, jump, kill him. The lady character in this game spikes people quite a lot. It's fairly... I've not worked out yet how to spike people so much with this dude. There's no... doesn't seem to be any sort of power difference between the characters. They're just... they do have different moves, but what I mean is like... Well, this guy doesn't seem to hit any harder than the other two. I've not noticed it being noticeably... But the woman character, or the other guy character, being noticeably weaker than this dude, so I don't think there's any real benefit other than if you like suplexing people, or in the ninja character's case, like doing some weird hurricane kick thing. But anyway, that green thing actually does hurt you if its light bulb goes off next to you, which is a bit strange. So that level, there we go, just kick straight back to the title screen when you die. That level had nicer, brighter graphics and a more pleasant tune. What are we doing here? We're waiting for the theme tune to play out. I think we're going to play again. Let's play again, come on. There's your continue option, so I guess you can continue from level 3 from there. But we're not going to continue, we're going to pick one of the other characters. And we're going to show some moves. There we go, there's some poses. That's me doing a 360-degree rotation on the D-pad. And that's what you get. So this lady looks a bit like Chun-Li. And she's wearing what appears to be some sort of swimming costume to go fighting in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Don't know where this is supposed to be set. There we go, so like she spiked that character. She spikes characters very readily, whereas the other two don't tend to do that so much. She's got a bit of a boring move there where she pumps your stomach full of yellow energy. That's a throw. The more sparks you get around the character, the different the throw you'll get if you throw them. And if they're near death, I think you might get a different throw then. So it's a bit sort of context sensitive, really. Yeah, the old yellow spark one's a bit boring. Oh yeah, she has that one where she can kind of throw you against the edge of the screen, does an uppercut at the end, and that's okay. These head dudes, these faces with little men driving them, do have a lot of animation frames. Clover garlic, lovely. Yeah, so if you're worried about the gourmet part of this game, it's not a massive thing, to be honest. It is just a scrolling beat 'em up. A pretty fun one. I'm going to ignore the icon. I'm going to do this solo. Don't want another character following me around. There you go, spiked. Weird, huh? But that's this game all over. So, do I recommend Gourmet Warriors? I do. It's a fun game. Download a ROM, play it on a service, like a Switch service or a PS4 service, see if you like it. But it is eclectic and slightly wacky, so that's what you get for your money. If you can find a repro, like I say, they're about 50 quid. If you want the original, we're talking hundreds of pounds. It's up to you which way you go. But like I said, do you know what? If I'd have bought this for several £100s, I'd have been fairly gutted, to be honest. Because I don't think there are many games in this world that you'd want to spend that much money on, huh? But anyway, it's a fun game. That's what counts. Alright then, Surah.
Yeah.